We are live. I don't know if Jean's live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. I am Jennifer Smith, your host, and I have Jean Dunford. Not sure if he is.
Am I on or am I?
He was having difficulties in sound, but we were running a little behind, so I decided just to start the show, and hopefully he can get his mic or his headphones working, which he hasn't done yet. So kind of interesting. I figured I labeled, oh, Jean got a haircut today too. Or not today, but Jean got a haircut. Looks really sharp, Jean.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't think I'm getting any
it's so
audio.
Funny that his headphones doesn't work every day or his mic doesn't work. Kind of interesting that every day or every other day it doesn't work, but he has issues with that. But we'll work through that because we always do, right, Jean?
I hope so. Is it working yet?
I was trying to trying to figure out what we could talk about. I was trying to get a guest, but he did not show or did not respond. And so I figured, we talk about a lot of things about Toastmasters, and we have our guests on, and they talk about their journey, and we have the neat little PowerPoints that Ken provides, and Phyllis has amazing guests. And I thought to myself this morning, what do you want to know about Toastmasters? If you were first-time visitor, what do you want to know besides all the roles that we have and all the officers and all the positions and how it can make you grow as a leader, as a speaker? Do you want to be a public speaker? Do you want to be a leader? Toastmasters has those components to help you grow either way. I don't even know when the leadership part started. It may have been there all along, but I know that people do not associate Toastmasters with leadership. So I thought maybe I would ask the question of, what do you want to know about Toastmasters? First of all, how many members are there internationally? And I was hoping that Jean would be able to type in and speak today, but his headphone's still not working.
I don't know. Am I working?
Nope. No sound.
Nope, it's not working.
No sound coming out of Jean's mic.
I don't know what to do, Jennifer.
Play a little charades.
That's it.
What is that?
Is it working
a man who can't get a Zoom account working.
Sound is not working at all.
I don't know if he's talking to somebody or talking to, he's trying to talk to me. But as soon as I hear you, I will say, oh my gosh, it's working, Jean. But as soon as I hear that. So, but I haven't heard anything. So my question is, and I probably should have had the answers for you, but how many Toastmasters are there internationally? So I'm just going to go to the website and just say, how many members are there? How many members does Toastmasters have? Ooh, that's loud. Let's see what they say. It says my cart is currently empty, is what it says. Oh, wait. It says, it doesn't answer that question. I think there's about, oh, look, my Toastmasters join. I think there are about 350,000 members. Oh, look. All about Toastmasters. Maybe I should just share this screen with you. It says Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through the worldwide network of clubs. Our headquarters is in Inglewood, Colorado. The organization's membership exceeds 300,000. I would have won a point when I said it's about 350 in more than 15,800 clubs in 149 countries since 1924. Toastmasters has helped, or since 1924, Toastmasters International has helped people from diverse backgrounds become confident speakers, communicators, and leaders. that is a pretty bold statement of how they can help, our Toastmasters International can help people. It says there's 300 members, 149 countries, 15,800 clubs. Now, the next question I probably would ask is, how many clubs are there in D115? Because we're based here in Las Vegas. We do have some online clubs that are strictly online, but we are based in Clark County, a little, as Jean says, a little sliver of Arizona, and also in Utah. So Jean, your mic still isn't working?
I don't know. Is it working? It is not working.
I would, you know what I would do?
I think you're tricking me.
I would shut down, but come back on. I would restart the computer if your mic is not working, because that's the only way. If you've unplugged it and plugged it back in and did your little volume and your mic test, that's probably the best solution.
What I don't get, it doesn't
join in on the conversation. I'll let you back in when you come in. So anyway, just because I really want to hear, I love having Gene as a co-host because he has been a Toastmasters member for a very long time, and he has been in leadership, and Gene Williams is now, our leader of our district. So he has a lot of good points and a lot of good growth that he has done from being a Toastmasters. And I always like to bounce things off of him and love to hear, unless he wants to call in and we can have a call in like the old days. Gene Dunford's going to call in. Anyway, how many clubs are there in District 115? Because as we're broadcasting this show, it is geared to prospects of the Las Vegas, Arizona, and Southern Utah region, so that, or Clark County, which is Southern Nevada, Arizona, the little sliver in Utah as well. So let's find out if Toastmasters International will be able to answer this question. How many clubs are in district? I probably should know this, but as a former PRM, but there's too many numbers for me to always remember. So, oh, look at that. It doesn't tell us how many clubs. So I'm just going to guess, and maybe somebody could actually tell me. I think there's 60 clubs in Clark County, or in our area, District 115. So therefore, you as a prospect or somebody who's interested in Toastmasters has about 60 clubs, not including the corporate clubs, but 60 clubs that you can become a member. Now you actually can start your own club. And if you're interested in starting your own club, just let us know when our club growth, this is our club growth page, let us know that, hey, I might be interested in starting a club, because what it takes to start a club is that we would need 20 members. So what we would do is you would say, hey, I'm interested in starting a club in your district. It is with either a company or this interest, or you have a group of friends that might be interested. And all you would do is we would set up what we call an introduction meeting, talk to you about what Toastmasters is all about, what it would take to start a club, and how we can get you chartered, what we call chartered. And it takes 20 members to actually start a club, signed up with club dues and also a charter membership. It seems pretty easy, and what would happen is that you would have a coach and you would have a mentor and you would have a group of people behind you to be able to start this club. Which is really cool is that when you start a club, that all of you would be on the same level of trying to get your introduction, icebreaker speech, your all of your levels. Let's see if Jean is going to pop in and we'll be able to hear him. I think he has 2 computers that he works off of, and he may have been on mute on one of the other computers and was not aware of it. But so,
what is the prognosis?
And I
here?
also think that Jean has started a few clubs in his lifetime. Good morning, Jean. Can you hear us, or can we hear you?
I can hear you fine.
Nope, we can't hear you. Are you on your other keyboard?
Nope.
Nope. And you're not on mute.
I don't think so.
Nope. You're not on mute on the Zoom. But anyway, Jean, we were talking about starting new clubs too. So maybe if you have a comment, you can put it in the chat, in the actual chat. Oh, look, he's going to admit Jean Williams. So let's see if that's the computer that actually works. Are you going to talk?
Okay.
Maybe you're still connecting. You are connected.
It says I'm connected.
I love technology. Nope, it's not working. One of the things about Toastmasters is that we talk about how we can make our mistakes in Toastmasters and learn from them, because there are always growth opportunities so that we could be better. And I know that he's been working on his computer and up and ready to go bright and early. So, and I know that his computer is new, so I don't know why. And he's not on mute.
Can you hear me now?
No. And you'll say, oh my gosh, the whole entire show was on Jean trying to get his computer working. But you know what? Maybe there's little tips that you actually will learn on how to make sure your mic and your headphones are working as well. So as he's still doing that, we were talking about, I will let you know if we can hear you, Jean. We were talking about getting a club started, and I have only been in one club that started from the ground up, and that's Toastmasters in the Kitchen. And it came from an idea of Larry Johnson, who was sitting at home during the lockdown of making bread. And he said, well, why can't we do an online, oh, Jean.
Is my dog barking?
Nope. Why can't we do an online cooking show or a cooking club? And it started from there. It's just the birth. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, why can't I start a club that's maybe a car club who wants to do better presentations on demonstrating, talking about your cars, or if you're a group of artists out there who wants to talk about your artwork and have a better way to communicate your vision, or why he just messaged me saying he doesn't know what's going on with his audio. Or maybe you are a dance club that wants to communicate your dance moves and why you are a dancer, and your group of dancers, performers. Sometimes you have to be interviewed of why you are in the dance. I can't even think of it, and you want to have better interviewing skills. Toastmasters will be able to help you start this club, help you gather members, and start you on your way. So it's kind of interesting, like Authors and Inspiring Authors, a club that Jean belongs to as well. They started on how to, and this is a special club, how to write books and how to promote your books and how to do interviews. And it's a group of them. And I think they have, Jean, tell me my numbers. How many members do you have in Authors and Aspiring Authors?
18, I think.
Hands, or type it in.
5, 10, 15, 18.
It looks like 18 members.
Yeah,
18 members. So they have 18 members who are in the process of writing books, talk about how they can self-publish their books, how to get the artwork of their books, how to edit their books. And a few of them have already, the club has been established since, I think, 2020 as well. And a few have self-published their books. We've had them on the show as well. And it started off as a group of them talking about you're connecting to audio, Jean, so maybe you can talk.
Am I on? No.
Must be but a few of them got together and started that club. So it's just a group of people who are have common ideas that want to get together and start a club. Or you can join a club, and there's always, I think Jean talked about it as well on Facebook, that there's clubs with different personalities. And since there's about 60 clubs that you can choose from, I will say roughly 60 clubs that you can choose from that will fit your personality, the time of day, the day of the week. There's lots of different choices for you to be able to say, why not this club? Or again, why not start your own club? So if you're interested, let us know and we can get you on your way of that, because that's what the show actually is about, is to have you hear about Toastmasters journeys, why they're Toastmasters, and also to get you on the road to deciding, yes, I want to be a Toastmaster. Now, I joined, I don't know, every now and then I'll tell you, but if somebody's just passing by who hasn't heard the story, I became a Toastmaster because of the fact that I saw somebody on Erica on Facebook getting her new member pin. And it was pretty exciting that she was getting the pin, and she said she was a Toastmaster. And Erica already is a very good speaker and a very good person on Facebook or videos that gives that persona of that she's right in your in front of you talking. And I said, well, if Erica's doing Toastmasters, then I should do it as well, because of the fact that it's a growing opportunity. It's a growth opportunity to be able to become better. People tell me all the time that, oh, well, you're a good speaker. Why are you with Toastmasters? And I will say, because I want to be a better speaker. Mm-hmm. I slow down now. I listen more. I'm not on the edge of the seat going, hey, I have to give you my point of view. And it's just always about asking questions. And in my industry, what I do is I do title and escrow, and we have this management group mastermind that we meet once a month. And we talked about the other day the science of asking questions, and we had an expert come in and talk to us all about what goes into asking questions and for surveys and interviews, and it was quite interesting. Some people are like, oh, I thought that was kind of cumbersome. And I thought it was interesting because of the fact that we, like Jean and I and Ken and Phyllis and Scott and sometimes Anita Della Croce are on here, and we're asking questions to people and how to get the questions that or the answers that we want, or maybe that we think the audience would want. And so to ask those questions is point. It's key to making sure we get the answers. So anyway, I thought we would come on and talk a little bit about about Toastmasters International, how many clubs, how many members. There are online too, so you can go on to toastmastersinternational.org and ask the question what online clubs there are. And again, there's 149 countries out there. You can pop in to any country online and visit their Toastmasters club, right? So that's kind of interesting. And I'm not sure if all the Toastmasters have to speak English in their clubs, but no, Jean says no, they don't. But the cool thing though, is that when we talked about the world champion of public speaking, is the cool thing is that since it is a company, an organization that's based in the United States, started in the United States, that we do have the world champion of public speaking speak, present, compete in English.
Right.
So to take what they're presenting in their clubs, and maybe they presented it in their language, in their native language, and then convert it to English, that's powerful. That's what a public speaker, to be able to have a first home language and then their second language and be able to win, right? To be able to win the competition in English. Oh, Jean says they have to do it in English in all levels of the contest. So from their club, they have to have competed in English. So that's interesting, because if English is not your first language, and to be able to write it, I wonder if we should try to find some of our past second, how do I want to say, English as their second language, try to find some past contestants. Jean, do you think maybe you can find past competitors who English was not their first language, and maybe we can get them on Wake Up with Toastmasters and ask them that question? How did you write your speech? Was it in your language? And then when you were presenting it originally or practicing, was it in English? Maybe you can find that list of world champion of public speakers. So their mic will probably be muted. No, Jean, their mic will not be muted. Because I bet that they will have their mic not muted. I don't know what is it with your computer, but for it not to have the mic, I don't know if it's the headset, and I don't know if headsets make you sound better or if you just hear better. It doesn't block out the sound from your environment. So I don't know why people put on the headset, except for the fact that they don't want other people to hear, but if they hear you already, so they can hear. Yeah, it must be your headset. So anyway, it is 6:27. We weren't here very long today, but I'm curious to know, Jean, if you can find that out, if we can find some world champion of public speakers contestants who did not have English as their first language, and maybe we can invite them on the show in the future because of what I started, you know. And then also, if you are a member of Toastmasters and you would like to share your journey, then let us know that too. We can schedule you to come on, because we are here Monday through Fridays at 6 a.m. It's 30 minutes. It goes by really, 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 really quick. And I think it's a great way to, number one, promote yourself. Number two, to promote your club as well. It's just not promoting Wake Up with Toastmasters in District 115. It's designed to promote your club. And as I was trying to get one of my co-members with Toastmasters in the Kitchen to come on, because I think he belongs in a few clubs, but it's a way to promote your club. You can say, look at me, I was on here. So anyway, tomorrow you will have Phyllis and Scott. I love them because they are bringing a new twist to our show as well. because they have been Toastmasters for a very, very long time, and they have lots of experience with Toastmasters and also being in the leadership. I'm just now climbing through the leadership and going up and going back, and it's very interesting of the things that we have to do to grow. Scott has also put out there for those who want to go to the Bahamas that he's already thinking of his replacement for next year's. So you know what? Let's have a competition, because I want to go to the Bahamas, and Club Growth Director is definitely on my radar. So if anybody else wants there, let's see if we can compete for it, because I love competition. Anyway, Jean, if you have any final words to put in chat. If not, I know. If not, we are going to sign off. I will see you here next week on Wednesday at 6 a.m. Have a great Wednesday. It is August 31st, the last day of August 2022. Make it a great one.